Hoka hey, Alita Army. Welcome to the Alita Livestream of August the 23rd, 2024. Alita goes to Zalem. Why and how? Where we discuss all things to do with the movie Alita Battle Angel, the source manga Gundam, and the greatly desired sequels. I am your host, Creek Indian from Denver, Colorado. And my co-host Angelus is not here yet, but from Fountain, Colorado, we have Lee. How's it going, Lee?
Hey, going pretty good.
Oh, cool. And from Deutschland, we have Smendrick19.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Greeky. Grüß Gott.
Ja, grüß Gott, Smendrick. Ich hoffe, Sie haben einen sehr guten Tag, sehr gutes Tag. Yeah.
And today it was a little bit warmer than the last 2 days. The last 2 days were okay. We needed this cool down. And now they announced the summer is back again.
Nice. And from Mentor, Ohio, we have Chaos Nova. How's it going, Chaos?
Hello. I'm in the middle of making a video. I mentioned the topic in the notes later, but you can watch it. It can be the start of some ideas we could get into in a later presentation. So it should be fun.
All right. We're looking forward to that. And from the Shires of the Central Western jolly old England, we have Vladi. How's it going, Vladi?
Good evening. Quite well. How are you?
Real good. Real good.
Excellent.
So, and actually, Lee, you got me again this time. This is what we're supposed to do here. But yeah, so how are things, guys? How's things down in Fountain there, Lee?
Much warmer than before.
Yeah.
Had a thunderstorm dump a good bit of water on us, but then it warmed up, and I think everything's drying out again.
Yeah, we had a bit of a storm. There's videos of like wheelie bins flying up in the air.
How about you, Chaos? How's things there and on the Great Lakes, on Lake Erie? I guess he might have to be tending to children or something. And I guess, Spendrick, you mentioned it was kind of warmer there than it had been the last couple of days.
Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, I wish it could be some degrees lower than it was.
Well, it's not 30 degrees there again, is it?
Not quite, but nearly.
Yeah.
And that is a temperature I don't like too much.
Okay. Well, anyway, the weather is what it is, isn't it? So we just have to live with it.
I did try to stream a game on the gaming channel.
Oh, yeah. We both.
Unfortunately, it went terribly.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, apparently I do not have the bandwidth to stream a game because Smedrick actually came in on it. He said it was a still frame. It was all he could see.
Yeah. The voice quality was very good, but no. At the beginning, I had some sequences that seems to be fluently, but in the further streaming, there are only stills. I can only see a picture without context to what I'm here. That wasn't too good. And I discussed it with Floody a few minutes ago. I for myself have to switch to the how they call this Wi-Fi or
Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi.
To the Wi-Fi standard, to the LTE. Here in Germany, we call it LTE. I don't know if you use the same terms. for these high-speed connections by phone provided by phone companies.
Yeah, the term sounds familiar. I think I have.
Yeah. I think we have something similar to that here. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea how to switch to that though.
Yeah, I have. I can actually get to the internet through my phone, and it's pretty fast. It's not as fast as what you get, if you're hooked into the Metro internet, the wired internet. But it's it's still pretty good. I've run streams off of it before, So I mean, when I was in North Carolina before I got high speed internet there, and yeah, it's not too bad, I mean it.
Well, I think one of the problems I've got here with the landline I've got is, according to one of the repairmen that came out, there's water that gets down into the pipes, and it messes with the wiring, causing bandwidth to drop.
Oh man,
this is heavy.
Yeah, I see that we have Kabaj out there. I guess he's maybe it's pretty late there in Europe.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to
he's going to just go on to bed, but he wanted to say hi. We also got David Alexandra out there.
Hey, Kubi.
The bad man is out there. We got him as well. And Alejandro Carmago is out there as well. So hola, Alejandro.
And Finn is
Finn.
Hey, Finn.
Finn Berserker is out there. Cool. Grüß Scott, Finn, or as they say in Switzerland, Hallöchen. So, yeah, cool. Okay, I guess one of the things I guess we can move right along here is that on September the 14th.
Oh, a new intro slide.
Yeah, because you got on me last week, Vladdy, about not having some updated pictures. Now, I didn't get updated pictures of Rose on the left and right, but those two pictures I really like, so I kept them.
Yeah, they're great. I love that outfit she wore on the left. And
gosh, yeah. Well, our girl, she's not a girl. Our queen is, she's pretty in any outfit she wears, in my opinion. So
the imagination runs wild with that one on the left.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, the one on the right does as well. So anyway,
true,
that's
there's something about like a jacket like that with nothing on underneath that is a.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's got an extra bit of imagination spark.
Yeah, that's right.
For me, anyway.
And we'll leave it at that, won't we, Bloody?
Yeah.
So anyway, Charlie and I are going to go see our queen there at the Pasadena Playhouse. And we are both really stoked about it. And by the way, that image in the middle there, he tweeted that. And when I did a search, because Bloody had suggested that I try to get some more recent. I'm sorry.
Who tweeted it? You said he tweeted it.
Charlie. Charlie did. Yeah. Charlie tweeted it, and when I did a search on Google, I searched for Rosa Salazar, Cyrano de Bergerac, Pasadena Playhouse. Charlie's tweet was like the 5th one down, and this was on Google, not on YouTube or any of that. Google. I mean, so Charlie made the big time there on that tweet. So that's pretty cool.
All the Alita influencers were just big shots now.
I hope so. I hope we influence them enough to give us that damn sequel. That's what I hope. But anyway, we are stoked about this. We got seats right down in the front row, just almost in the center, but not quite at the center. But we are really Creek is going to be primed when I get there. Now, once again, I'm going to be very respectful. I'm not going to cause any trouble or anything like that, But I think the last time I went to a play, gosh, it's quite a while ago. I guess it was my second wife and I went to a play there in Western Virginia. That was the last time I went to a play, and that was a good play. But you know what? I don't even recall what the play was about. So anyway, it is that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think the last play I went to was the musical by the South Park guys. Was it the Book of Mormon?
Ah, yes.
That was fun.
I bet that was fun. I bet that's a lot. I bet it was humorous too, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that was quite a few years ago now.
Yeah.
God, how quickly time has gone.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, to me, time seems to be going slow, but you know, I guess it is what it is. Of course, this week too, I was teaching a class, so I didn't, you know, I didn't get a chance to work a whole lot. I mean, I had to struggle to get my videos out, you know, and then of course I had to struggle to get the presentation here going, but I think we got a pretty good one. But yeah, we are
doing fanfic or something today.
Not today. That's going to be tomorrow.
Oh, that's tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, that's on Radio Chaos. Yeah. That's going to be a fun one too, because you know what, Lee, we probably ought to invite you to come on there, and tell us a little bit about your fanfic, what you're doing to it, you know, without giving away too many spoilers. So if you're okay with that, I'll send you an invite.
I could. I'm not sure there's a whole lot to talk about that I didn't mention in the first one.
Yeah,
but
well,
sure.
All right. Yeah, I'll shoot you an invite for that one. But anyway, yeah, we are. Boy, I tell you, our queen is really one pretty lady, isn't she? I mean, golly. And I'm hoping she plays the part of Roxanne. You know, she'll be the love interest of Cyrano, and I can't remember the guy's name. It was in there. It's been
Which one's the one with the big nose? Cyrano.
Yeah, Cyrano's got the big nose.
Cyrano's. Is he the one on the top left?
I guess I'm not sure. I don't know. Oh. You know, I did see this on TV years and years ago, so I really don't remember a lot about it. You know, all I remember is that the woman, whose name is Roxanne, is her name, and the other guy is trying to get advice from Cyrano about how to woo or how to, you know, get things going with Roxanne.
They need to weave in the police song. Roxanne.
Yeah.
You don't have to put on your,
you know, you never know, you know, the playwright on this one may have, you know, they have a little bit of license to do that. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? So, but it's going to be
it kind of fits with the theme. Like, I mean, I'm sure I don't think Roxanne's in this as a prostitute, but it's kind of like
she's not a prostitute.
It's like at least it's like, you know, like begging for attention sort of thing. Like, Roxanne, pick me.
Yeah, me, raising my hand.
You don't have to put in a red light.
Take me. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, but we're stoked, man. We are really pumped up about this, and the closer we get to it, the more pumped up we're going to get, probably. And I did reorder a couple more shirts because I wasn't really happy with the logos on the shirts I got. You know,
I still want to see those. You refuse to send pictures.
Oh, I forgot to do it. But anyway, I took it to I took the two shirts that I had ordered to a guy I know that's going to do a great job, and you know, we're going to pick them up tomorrow. So yeah, maybe I can get a picture there and put that on Radio Chaos. Maybe we can do something like that, you know. And I will put this slide.
Do it. Maybe we can order some shirts to Europe if they are okay. If they are okay. Here in Germany, we have the same service.
Well, you can get it Amazon, can't you, in Germany?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
I bet you can. But here's the thing. See, I'm getting the logos put on there locally. So, you know, the logos are being put on here in, you know, South Denver, you know, and I don't know how we'd get them on there without doing shipment here and shipment there. It'd be a lot of money, you know. So, but let's work on that. We need some Alita Army uniforms or something like that, don't we?
Yeah.
Well, we've got the shirts you can buy. Got mine.
Yeah, you can get
seasons. For all seasons, I only have this this normal T-shirts.
Yeah.
Not the long arm version or half arm version or whatever. And no, how do you call this with the cap? I forgot the name of this kind of dress, where you can pull a kind of cap or
You're not talking about a kilt, are you?
No.
You mean a baseball cap?
Oh, a baseball cap.
No. Not a sweater. Is it called a sweater? No.
Is it a jersey?
Like
a jersey, maybe.
Maybe. I don't
You're like
know.
football player.
I lost the term, but okay, maybe I will.
Well, it could be like a jersey, like football players wear, with a number on the back and all that. Maybe. Anyway, we ought to think about that, about an Alita Army shirt.
Obviously with 99 on the back.
Yeah.
A hoodie, they call
a hoodie, yeah.
A hoodie.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
there you go. Yeah, that's
love hoodies.
That would be good.
So anyway, yeah. Well, anyway, that's our queen, and the creek is having a hard time getting off the slide because our queen is so pretty. He doesn't want to get off the slide.
But we can stay here on this slide.
But this is going to be great, man. This is going to be
discussing her wonderful dresses.
Yeah. And one of the things we're going to try to do, or I meant to call the Pasadena Playhouse today and ask them about giving her a rose after the play. I don't have to get up on stage with her, just
meet her.
Just from the first row. You hand her the rose from down from the audience, and she gets it. I'm hoping I can do something like that. We put a little card on it that says something like "The Alita Army loves Rosa" or something like that. Just to let her know that we're out here and we still love her, so that's
and say hello if you meet her at the Playhouse bar.
Yeah, well, I don't I don't have a high expectation there on that one, but my expectation is really the only expectation I really have the only expectation that I have really is to see a really good play with her in it. That's I think that's what I really want. So, yeah, it's gonna be cool. All right, well, moving right along off the slide that the creek doesn't want to get off of is to this one.
This one is okay too.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, it's pretty good. Anyway, we do have Rosa's Queen Studio bust. We lost Chaos. We do have Rosa's Queen Studios bust, and we would love to give that to her. I would have liked to have given it to her this time, but couldn't connect with her, but that's okay. This thing's it's not hurting me in any way. It's just sitting in my house. It's in a box, so it's no big deal.
Your house doesn't get too hot or anything, does it?
No, it doesn't. Nah.
Good.
But this is we're looking for, and I probably, when we'll end up giving it to her, is when they announce the sequel, and then we contact her agent and stuff like that and make a big deal out of it, make it a media event.
We can give it to her for her 50th birthday when they've started shooting the sequel.
Oh, don't say that, Vladi, damn it. When she's 50, I'm going to be in my 80s. I don't want that. I want it to be in the next year or two. Well, it won't be next year, but
Bobby has got to go first. He's talking about he's desperate to leave. Yeah, right. Nobody believes that, Bob.
Well, I mean,
he's desperately trying to find his successor.
Well, here's the thing. I guess not that I want to defend him, but I do understand why he feels that way, because Disney, he's probably getting pummeled, man. Disney stock is down. They've had one decent movie here in the past. What is it? Since Avatar. And and they put a couple of shows up that have fell flat on their faces.
They're just erasing the Acolyte now.
Well, I've heard they're not going to do a second season of the Acolyte.
No, they've cancelled it. It's weird that they officially cancelled that when normally they just don't say anything and they just let it die. Like Book of Boba Fett wasn't cancelled, but it's not got a season 2 yet. Yeah, they haven't cancelled the Alita sequel.
No, Book of Boba Fett had it had a second season.
No, it didn't.
I was thinking of The Mandalorian. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
The Mandalorian's the only big Star Wars streaming success.
Yeah.
But now the interest is gone, and they're doing a movie and like,
the
Mandalorian and Grogu. Piss off.
Well, it'd probably be okay, but you know, they need to get off of this.
It's gonna be like it's gonna be popcorn fun, like, oh, Mandalorian and Grogu go on an adventure.
Yeah.
Which I guess is fine, but I'm so over it.
Well, the thing of it is that we keep getting from them the same thing over and over and over and over and over. We're ready for something else, you know.
Yeah, and Bobby is literally allergic to anything new or even slightly risky.
I guess, you know.
Even when it's like James Cameron, the king of the box office, is like the mastermind behind it, and your merger like hurt the box of the original one. It's just like so evil.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, I did go see Deadpool and Wolverine, and it was good, man. It really was good. It made over $1 billion. But as I was sitting there watching, I was thinking, there ain't no way this thing's going to save the MCU. I mean, it's not going to happen.
Well, that itself is just more like nostalgia stuff, isn't it? It's all the callbacks. Kind of like the new Alien movie, which is doing okay. That's a load of callbacks as well.
Yeah.
One of some of the most cringiest callbacks I've ever seen in my life.
But you know, the Deadpool and Wolverine was genuinely good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, my brother's like that. I haven't seen any of the Deadpool movies, so I'm just going to sit here and be a curmudgeon about everything.
Well, Deadpool and Wolverine is really kind of got some humor in it too, you know, because he's constantly breaking the fourth wall. He's doing that over and over and over, you know, and it's just funny, his interaction with Wolverine, you know, between Wolverine and Deadpool, how they just, you know, how they handle each other. You know, I mean, here's these two superheroes that you just about literally can't kill, you know, and they're fighting each other at one point and cussing at each other and stuff. It's really kind of humorous in that way. But yeah, you're right. They had, I guess they got Chris Evans in there, and he reprised part of it. I guess he reprised his role as the Human Torch, you know, from Fantastic Four, and they had Wesley Snipes.
I kept seeing pictures. I didn't know what a lot of the stuff was, to be honest.
Yeah, well, Wesley Snipes was in there.
Wasn't he? I thought he was Captain America. No, or who am I thinking of?
He's both of them.
Oh,
yeah. You know, there was one scene there where he's going to say something, and Wolverine and Deadpool thinks he's going to say "Avengers Assemble" or something. He says "Flame on" like that, and he turns to flames and starts flying.
I mean, that was funny. Actually,
that was kind of funny. You know, that one was, and he was, you know, Deadpool kind of goes like that. You know, that was kind of humorous. You know, but I enjoyed that movie. So anyway, getting back to our girl here. Now, this is our girl right here, Alita, and we want to give a bust of our girl to Rosa so bad we just really want to, you know, present this to her as an award. This is not a gift. This is definitely not a gift. What this is an award from the Alita Army to show or to express our admiration, appreciation, and yes, our affection for the job she did in Alita Battle Angel and the work she's done in other movies and shows. I mean, Rosa is she is a very good actress, man. I mean, she's just super, you know, and we just want Rosa to know that we love her to death, you know, and she probably knows that already, but you know, it is what it is. All right. Well, here's something else. The Alita sequel petition. I did promote this, and my promotion yielded 8 signatures. But that's okay.
That's not too shabby. I mean, better than none.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, literally, you know. So, but you know, every week we add just a few more every week, so it keeps going up. You know, so it's
Creek.
Yeah.
How much does it cost to do the promote on Google? Don't actually say, but could you compare? Do you know the promotion within change.org? Do you know what I mean by that? Why don't you try and do that and compare the cost versus how many?
Well, I don't know if
you get.
I'm not sure there's a promotion.
There is, man.
Is there?
Yes. Let me go on it.
Well, I mean, what I did.
Show us, Floody.
Well, here's what I did. What I did is I promoted it, and basically I put together a video, you know, of Alita, that kind of thing, and you know, Ito's going through looking at the MCU and Star Wars movies, and you know, stuff.
I always post the link to the petition and to the charity project in the alt texts of the Blue Sky pictures.
Yeah.
Hopefully people read it.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe we get 1 or 2 or 3.
Let's see how many views I got on that promotion. I only put $100 into it, so it wasn't that big a promotion. But let's see. I mean, I got a bunch of views out of it. That's for sure. You know, I'm checking that right now. I want to see how many views. Okay.
Vladdy, can you show us?
Having said that, I can't find it right now, but I'm definitely. I think you have to sign it and then it comes up. Let me have a look.
Well, I got over 50,000 views on my promotion. So,
very nice.
You know, so I mean, it was pretty good. You know?
People are still interested.
Yeah,
Do you see it, Disney?
Yeah, they are. Now, I didn't promote it for my channel. I was promoting it for Alita, you know, but I still got 12 new subscribers out of it. Even though I wasn't promoting it for that reason, you know, I still got 12 subscribers. So that was pretty cool, I guess. But anyway, those of you that have not signed the petition, which I am so sure all you folks out there in the chat have already signed it, you know, and those of you that haven't, or those you future people that have not signed this, you do not have to spend any money. You know, you do not. All you got to do is enter your name and email address and you're done. You don't have to do anything else. So, you know, please sign this petition if you haven't done so already. And we got the Alita Gaming Network. We added, I think I told you last week, we added the 2 watch party channels, and you know, we plan on doing something with that. But if anybody can stream to this, anybody can upload content. Now, I usually try to put a link or upload something every week, but this week I was pretty busy with work and I didn't have a chance to do it. But usually I try to put something up there every week, and we got like 29 members in this gaming network. So it's pretty small, but we've only been around for 2 months. So it's not, you know, it's still pretty young, I guess. And it's kind of like our mascot there, kind of, kind of young, you know, for that matter, you know. And you can, there's voice channels on it. Yeah, what's up? Okay. Well,
the promote thing.
Yeah, share your screen, Vladdy.
No, I'm just going to copy it into there because I'm on my PC.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm on my tablet on the stream.
Oh,
go. There you go.
Yeah.
See that? I don't know why they make it so hard to find unless you donate.
Oops.
But go on. Can you go on that Creek and then look at the?
Well, let me put that in the chat. So there
put
it is.
Put it in the chat
right
that
there.
you yourself look, and then you should, instead of paying £100 to do a YouTube ad,
I haven't seen it.
You can chip in and pay money to promote it in that, and you should compare how much additional signatures you can get. So because people have paid money to promote it using that, they've got 30,000 extra signatures from those.
Damn near it, don't they?
So you should try that instead of paying £100 for a thingy next time.
Well, I didn't pay £100. I paid $100.
Dollars, whatever.
Yeah. So what is £100?
Tomato.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're getting pretty close now.
I think so. Yeah. Well, I remember back when I went to England back in the mid '90s, $1. I mean, let's see, what was it? A pound was like $2.88, or was it the other way around? It might have been the other way around. you know.
Mm.
$2.88, I think, was a pound. That's what it was. Yeah. So that's why
£1
I
is
guess
worth $1.32.
so. It's they're getting pretty close. That sounds about like the
It's got
Australian dollar.
less close than it was before, I think.
Yeah. Let me save this.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna save
already
this.
have
Down to like
bookmarked it
1.2
now.
something.
Thanks, Floody.
Yes,
Thank you.
Bloody. I bookmarked it as well.
Yeah, because for some
So-
reason you can't find it. I had to sign the signature again with a new email, and then it showed up. There should be kind of link for it.
That did the trick. Okay.
Yeah, can you
Yeah.
see? I'm probably the latest signer. Alita fan 99, I think I called myself.
Yeah. Well, anyway, if you want to join the Alita Gaming Network, like say, there's the link down below there. That's in the description too,
Is
by
that
the way.
the link probably doesn't work? Have we thought
Well,
about adding
it
another
works the
admin?
first time. The very
Yeah, but it's
first
probably
person.
already taken.
Yeah, it
Have
may be
we-
taken. Yeah. So
Have we just thought about adding more admins so more of us can get links?
I guess I could. I mean,
Like-
right now, Matu and I are the only admins. So, but I guess I could. Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe only the option we are no need to make us administrators or full right administrators, super users or whatever. But the option to create invitations. Maybe there is a chance.
Maybe we can do that. Yeah. Because I know Matu, Matu has kind of been under the weather lately, so that's why she hadn't been coming on the streams. But she did set up those watch party channels right there, so she, one of those watch party channels is you watch the movie, but you can't hear anybody talk over it, which is maybe a good thing. But the other, other channel though, Watch Party, which there should be a hyphen in there.
Vladdy, didn't you test it under the watch party today?
Wait, what did we test? Yeah, we did that. What did you?
And
what did
we
Creek
could
say?
talk.
Oh,
We
could you?
Yeah,
talk,
wasn't there like a big
Creek.
echo or something?
Yeah, but maybe we can reduce the loudness or whatever. Yeah. But it was okay. We tested
We'll rename that thing. I think I'm gonna name it Watch Dash Party so we don't get confused. There we go. So it's renamed. It's now Watch Dash Party is what it is. Okay, but anyway, it's but the thing about this is this link is provided somebody hadn't already grabbed it. This link is only good for 7 days. Otherwise, if it's already been taken and it doesn't work for you, because what happens if it's taken, if you click on it, it just takes you to your Discord is all it does. So, but if that happens to you, shoot me a DM and I will send you an invite. Now, here's the thing. We want to do a watch party. We want one. So you folks out there in the chat, during the course of the stream here, just say, I want to see so-and-so movie on the watch party on the watch party channel, or one of them, whichever one you want, and we'll make it happen. If I don't get anything, then I'll come up with one. So,
we had a very short testing of a very good movie today.
Yeah.
With
cool.
Vladdy. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, we were thinking about doing a watch party for A Million Miles Away.
Nice. Yes.
Maybe when you're visiting Rosa, we could do it like around then, or before you go, or something like that.
Yeah, that would be great. I wish I was visiting Rosa.
Well, you are, really.
But sort of. We'll be seeing her on the stage, which is going to be the coolest.
You'll
thing.
be in her presence. That counts as visiting to me.
Well, I guess so. But that's going to be good enough too. I mean, don't get me started again, because you know, I'll regale you with how much I'm going to enjoy this show, because I definitely am going to enjoy every second of it. Charlie and I will probably have our eyes wide open watching it. You know, every time she's in the scene, we're going to be like, our eyes will be like Alita's eyes. They'll be big, you know. So anyway, let us know in the chat. And if you don't have to let us, I mean, if you do let us know in the chat, that's great. But if you don't, you can shoot me a message as well, you know, and say, I want to see so-and-so movie. Or you can do like, I guess Vladi and Smendrick did, that, you know, they tested it out, see if it worked, I guess. So, you know, that, you know, you can do that too as well, you know. But what I'd like to do though is keep that managed so we can get you know, a group of people to watch the same movie, you know. Okay. And the Creeks channel has hit 175,000 subscribers. So damn near 5,000 in 1 week. So that's kind of going nuts, I guess. And it's all for our girl too. You know, I mean, or, you know, all for our queen and our girl, I guess, or something like that. So, you know, we just keep plugging right along. We're just going to keep doing those videos, doing the streams, you know, and doing our thing on radio. That's right. Keep doing our thing with Radio Chaos. And we're just going to keep doing it until we get that sequel. That's just the way that is, you know. So, and certainly that, what have I missed? You haven't missed anything, X-Man 577, not yet. You've missed the Creek kind of, you know, kind of rambling on about, you know, Rosa and stuff like that. But, you know, about us going to the Pasadena Playhouse, Charlie Smith and I. So that's really the only thing you really missed. So let me show, since you say you missed something, and since I love seeing this picture so much, we'll put it back up there for a little while. So, so anyway, you were going to be doing that there, X-Man. So that'll be on September 14th. We are looking forward to it for sure, you know. Now, it says any movie is acceptable. Of course, it has to be, it can't be a dodgy movie. You know, it's got to be no
smut.
Yeah, that's right. We don't want any porn or anything like
no
that.
Marvel movies.
Yeah. And no Mickey Mouse. No.
Well, we're probably not going to show Mickey Mouse on there. Oh well, we're going to show something on there, and if I don't get any
Mickey Mouse torture porn.
Well, actually, it's not Mickey Mouse's fault, you guys. It's actually Bob Iger's fault. That's whose fault it is. So. Anyway, it is what it is.
It's probably better to blame the mouse because it's not real. So less likely to get a knock on your door from the police if you threaten Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Or maybe another idea is the Star Trek short.
That's a good idea.
I've never seen. I tried to find a source here in Germany, but these Star Trek short tracks, or how do you?
Well, the name of the short is called "The Trouble with Edward." Is the name?
Yeah. We need to see this. Really.
Yeah, we could do that for a watch party. That's a good idea.
Yes, that's a great idea. As a matter of fact, let's set that sucker up. You know, I guess we'll do it one day this week, I guess.
And it's kind of silly. It's like just a fun little thing.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, and a lot of those, there's a lot of little scenes, or not scenes, but shots from that movie that I use in the, that I put into the actual, you know, outro for Radio Chaos, you know, the Picard outro. And a lot of those little shots there out of that show, you know, so. And the whole thing, what's this? What is this, X-Man? Yeah, you did. As a matter of fact, They had a scene in there where the 20th Century Fox sign was kind of like dilapidated, and it was in like a dystopian environment. It was, it's pretty funny to see that. They had a lot of stuff like that in that movie. And we went to see it at Alamo Draft House. Where you can order food and all stuff like that. And the Creek had a beer. I haven't had a beer in a while, so I had a beer. So anyway, but it was a good movie though. Now I'm not plugging the movie. I want to plug our sequel. That's what I really want to plug.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess you've heard me beat my gums enough about some of this administrative stuff. And that too, you've heard me beat that. So, okay, now we got a couple more slides after this. Why? Now I've got just a couple of, just a few, reasons why Alita would go to Zalem, and of course, you guys probably all agree with it. But there's probably other reasons. First of all, she wants to get at Nova because he killed Hugo, and it could be that she wants to just get out of Iron City. Although that one may not be as likely, because I think she found Iron City as magical, didn't she? Especially when she first started.
She seems to consider it, if nothing else, a home.
Yeah, that's
people
right.
that she cares about live.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So she may not want to escape Iron City, but
I think more she would want to try. She would go there to try to save Iron City, because she knows that the powers that be, as it were, in Zalem are keeping the people in Iron City in a rather bad situation.
Yeah, for their own benefit. Yeah. And of course, maybe she wants to go there because Hugo wanted to go there, and that was Hugo's dream. And so maybe now she feels like
hunting down Nova is also a mission she intends to complete.
Well,
so
yeah, that's right.
And now that's mainly motivated by revenge.
But yeah, revenge for Hugo, of course, would also figure into that. I don't doubt.
Yeah, I think so. And that would figure into the first bullet and the third bullet, wouldn't it? So yeah, for sure.
Elf and Zwölf when we need them.
Yeah. Well, that's right. She does meet Elf and Swerve, doesn't she? No,
you know what I mean. Panini Freak and
Panini Freak and Random Bomb. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
man, they could discuss it for.
Well, what we have to do with those two? They are now our Elf and Swerve, Panini Freak and Random Bomb. They are now our AR-11 and AR-12. Now we got to find a Zex. Now we got to do that. We got to find an AR-6 somewhere. Maybe that could be you, Vladi. I don't know. Maybe you could be.
No, I don't think so. I don't have the physique.
I don't think any of us had the physique.
Yeah, it could possibly be a trans man as well.
Well, he is trans, isn't he?
Exactly,
he starts out as a female. He says, "I want to be a male." So okay, well, whatever floats your boat, I guess they say, as they would say. So
indeed,
yeah.
Well, that's not quite the same, really, because it's like machine bodies and stuff.
Yeah. Now another thing
to transition with a machine body.
Yeah, well, it is easier to transition, isn't it? Because especially cyborgs that have been in a machine body all their life, to them, gender doesn't mean much. I think,
Yeah.
Although I do think
it any body part. It's an interesting. That's why it's so interesting, cyberpunk, because it completely gets rid of all of that. Like your body is whatever you want it to be.
Although with Alita, I would say once she met Hugo, she was happy to be a female, I think,
Well, yeah, again, this comes down to it's clearly in her mind that she's a female.
Yeah. Now there was
necessarily in her body parts, but does she have does the X chromosomes? Is that in her brain still? I don't really know how the science of it all.
Well, yeah, your brain also has your DNA. I mean, And in her case, she's got 2 X chromosomes. So
again,
I mean,
this debate gets into some problematic areas as well.
Yeah, and I do know there's a couple of panels in the manga where she's going to compete, I guess, in a motorball match, and she's putting the body. And she said, "Why did you have me stay a female or something like that?" And she kind of for that whatever, if it was a one race or whatever it was, it's like she wanted to be a male. So,
I think it was more that she didn't care about whether or not she looked like a woman still. She was concerned with whether or not she had the power to continue destroying her opposition.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. So, but yeah, with Hugo and particularly with Figure 4, I think she is happy to be a female. I think, and I think she is a female, I mean, she, because if you remember, yeah, that's right, Bad Man. Every cell in the human body does have a DNA, and it's all of your genetic sequences are in there. So that's pretty interesting, But yeah, I think with Figure 4, she was probably more than happy to be a female, because if you remember in that scene when he put her in the berserker body, after she got cut up by Grishka, he said that the berserker body was technology he had never seen before or something, and it's configuring itself to her self-image, or something like that. And her self-image was female. So, I mean, which we're all absolutely delighted that she did that.
Yes.
So, but anyway, she's a badass female, but she's still a female, so, which is pretty cool, I think, so. And I guess that 5th bullet right there, get to Jiru. Now, she probably, in the movie at least, doesn't know what Jiru is at this point. But what I think is she may have been told by Ito at some point, maybe immediately following the movie or during that 3 to 6 month period she was in the 2nd league or something. That's, what Jiru, that there was a Jiru up there. But I do know in the novelization, when they were in the church, Hugo kind of called her attention to a star that was way up there, above Zalem, and said that was the Star City or something like that. So she probably got an idea there if you use the novelization as canon, so, or if you consider it canon, that is. So, so maybe she does know what Jiru is, but it maybe at this point is more of an idea than a realization. What I mean by that, she can see Zalem, she knows exactly what it is, and it's a city that's floating up there, that's kind of got people they got everybody in Iron City under their thumb, and probably pretty much just about everybody on Earth is probably under Zalem's thumb, because it's the only remaining sky city. At least, I mean, people probably can't see Jiru from directly under Zalem, but, it was the only one left. Let's see. What do we got here? Bad Man didn't know about Jiru. Yeah, that's right. She didn't know about Jiru until the Last Order. That's right. Well, that's right. There was a retcon ending in one of those stories, I think. But yeah, I think you're right. You're right, Bad Man. In the novelization, though, she does learn about it because Hugo kind of tells her, by when he was there in the church, he's pointing up at the star, telling her that was a star city or something. So, yeah, that I don't know if I'd consider that canon or not, but it's now keep your kind of put a pin in that one.
Oh, Creek's internet. It's getting a bit creaky.
Hello, Creaky.
Paging Creaky.
If she did know about Jiru, then she knows that it's way up there. Now I don't know how much science she knows. Jiru's 22,300 miles up above the Earth. What is that, about 35,000 kilometers or 30,000 kilometers, somewhere in there? So that's a long way up there, so, and I am so sure from Earth, if you could see it, it's going to be nothing more than maybe a bright source of light, like maybe a planet, maybe, or something like that. So, and probably most people in Iron City probably don't even think about it. So anyway, that's what Creek has here. So is there any other reasons you guys can think of that Alita might want to go to Zalem other than those 5 there? Or you can expand on those 5 if you want.
Because it looks really cool. And she needs to figure out what really holds it up. It's probably magic, really.
A bit of exploration adventure, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she did ask Ito what holds it up, magic, and of course he said engineering. Of course, that's an idea, at that point. She doesn't really know. So yeah, you're right. Lee and Lottie, maybe it's a little bit of I want to explore this, I want to experience this for myself.
Yeah, that's what we love about her. She's got that sense of exploration. What's the word?
Sense of adventure.
Yeah, exactly.
And the most important, to show it to her Alita army how wonderful this Sky City is.
Well, I mean, from what Hugo's told her, she probably thinks it might be wonderful. Of course, she gets a real surprise, I think, when she gets up there, but, I guess dreams.
2.5 hour city tour guided by Alita. That would be a funny sequel.
There you go, Bad Man. Yeah, 36,000 kilometers. That's right. Yeah, that's right, Bad Man. Bad Man, you're our Alita Army scientist. You and Maxie, I think.
Yep.
So, yes. Well, the Creek.
Yeah. Alita kind of attracts a lot of people like that. We have some in the subreddit who get really in depth. Well, they used to in the past. It's because it's all based on like future technology, so it feels more grounded than other franchises where it's just superheroes wearing capes or like witches, or it's probably like grounded in future reality.
Or vampires or stuff. Of course, there are vampires in the Alita universe. There's Victor and there's Karula. They're both vampires, but
yeah, true.
Yeah. So anyway, but that's the Creek actually was.
There are no vampires in the movie universe yet.
No, and I hope they don't put them in there.
No,
not really.
I mean, Kishiro
that's not
had a lot of fun putting a lot of his own cultural, things that he found cool. Yeah. But I kind of hope Cameron gets rid of like the cattail and some of the.
I'd love to see that.
Of Kishiro.
I'd love to see Alita with a cattail. Yeah, I'd love that.
Maybe in like a dream sequence.
Yeah, or maybe an Alita 4, say, or Alita 3, I guess.
Yeah,
something like that. The end of Alita 3, or no, if they do the Zot, if they do that at the end of the Zot, she will have a cattail. So
Cameron does love his cattails. So who am I kidding? The cattail's probably going to go from the Na'vi and Avatar.
The Na'vi all have tails,
switching
don't they?
Their cattails around.
Yeah.
Like when
I wonder if he has dogs or cats or something. He just loves those tails or something, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what pets he has. Someone should ask him. And I'll be like, no, ask him about the Alita sequel.
Yes. Yeah, that'd be your first question. Ask about the Alita sequel. Then you can ask about the tails if you want.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Alita maybe would have a sense of wanting to know what's up there in Zalem, wouldn't she? I think, my love Hugo wanted to, that was his thing. He wanted to get up there. He thought it was wonderful. I want to see if
that could actually feed into the exploration or adventure thing too.
That's right. Yeah, she's got to know. She wants to know. That is one of the things we do love about her, isn't it, Flotty? She's got an adventurous spirit. Yeah. Yeah, she does.
That's so many ways.
Oh, yeah.
In all aspects.
Yeah.
She wants to explore.
Yeah. Yeah, Badman says if Zalem is anything like Teferi's is in the manga, it is not so wonderful. That's exactly right, So, it's pretty crappy up there. Of course, the people down in Iron City, they think it's they
would probably think it's a step up.
Yeah,
because they may have a higher standard of living in Zalem, but from what I understand, it's an authoritarian dictatorship. Yes. Every aspect of your life is regimented and controlled.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, with in the movie verse anyway, it's going to be Nova is in control. Of course, in the manga, Nova is not in control. I guess what is it? The MIB has got a big part of it.
Well, I suspect it might be similar to how Maxie hinted at in his fanfic, that there is a ruling council up there.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like with the Emperor in Star Wars and the Senate. It's like the Emperor has ultimate power, but he gets pushback from the Senate every so often.
Yeah. And that's right, Badman. The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's right. Unless they're looking at my yard. I got a bunch of weeds in my front yard I'm trying to get out. So anyway, anything else you guys think that Alita might want to see is up there? Another thing she might want to do. Somebody I think mentioned for the
Nova's headless body.
Yeah, she definitely wants to see that. But I'm thinking one reason she may want to get up there too, in addition to maybe some of these, would be to try to figure out what she can get from Zalem, maybe that would help the people in Iron City. That might be another thing. So she might have a little bit of an altruistic.
There may also be a drive to find out more about her past as well.
That's right. Oh, that's right. Because
I think that would be a
good
big deal.
Point. Good
Which
point.
could also lead to her wanting to see if she can find a way to jump off from Jeru to maybe go back to Mars to see what happened to it.
Yeah. Well, assuming she doesn't know there's a Jeru and she wants to get up.
Oh, that's Zalem. Right. If she only goes to Zalem, then, once you get up to Zalem,
then you're going to know like there's a
all
Jeru.
You would have to do is look up. And you're going to see
it.
The other side of the tether going up into orbit.
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of hard to miss.
Yeah, that's right. Now, you may not see Jeru, but because it's so far away.
Yeah.
But
you're going to know that the tether's
but you're going to know something's up there. Yeah. And that's to Badman's point, and I think you brought it up too as well, Lee, that she's wanting to discover her past, because one of the things about that, you remember, she did get up to Zalem when she was in the at least in the movie, and then of course in the manga, she got up there, and of course they captured her and cut her arms and legs off and tortured her and then threw her over the side. So or that might have been Jeru that they threw her off. I don't know which, but
it was up at Jeru. They caught her up there and then tossed her in the atmosphere, and she took a fast trip right past Tefari's.
Yeah, and they were probably thought that she was going to burn up in the atmosphere or something like that, but
at the very least be completely destroyed on impact.
Yeah, but
which didn't actually happen. She was only mostly destroyed.
Yeah. So anyway, so she's going to want to figure out, and she was getting some of her memories back too, as well, when her and Hugo were going up that tube, and she probably even got some memories back, I guess when she fought Gruishka for sure, and when she, both times she fought Gruishka, she had a flashback. So, she probably thinks now that maybe Zalem holds a key to my past, because she did see Zalem, especially the last time she fought Gruishka, that, she did see Zalem. She was there with her squad and Gelda, and they were going up the tube, and they were going up to Zalem to finish the mission, or something like that. So, she's going to say, well, why did I end up, if I was going up this tube, how did I end up in the scrapyard, something like that. So, she might have that kind of a question as well, I think.
Well, I think one of the more obvious possibilities of that is she encountered the bulk of Zalem's defenses and they kicked her off.
Yeah.
But there's also the possibility that something else may have happened.
Yeah.
And there's also the question of what happened to Gelda, because she was with her.
Exactly. Because now you're right. She knows who Gelda is.
Mm-hmm.
Now what happened to her? And keeping in mind in the movie universe, you know, that was 300 years ago. So you got to assume that Gelda's dead, you know.
Unless what happened to her also happened to Gelda in some fashion.
Yeah, and maybe Gelda didn't survive it, you know, or something like that.
Or Gelda ended up in Nova's hands and he still has her in storage somewhere.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, because he likes to screw with people, doesn't he?
Yep.
And I don't mean that in a sexual sense. I mean that in more of a macabre, you know.
He's a depraved, sadistic lunatic.
That's exactly what he is. You know, he's definitely, yeah, that because Gelda would be probably as good a experiment or test subject as Alita would be, you would think, you know. So in terms of trying to, you know, get to the technology and stuff like that, because if you remember, Ito told Alita that she was the most advanced cyborg weapon ever created. And so was Gelda, because she was a, you know, she was a berserker as well, you know.
I imagine all the high-ranking berserkers were. It's just they ended up meeting with some bad luck in the fighting.
Yeah. And it really strikes me too, not to get off too much off topic, but it seems like their intelligence in the military wasn't all that great, because going up that tube like that suicide actually. So why would
your intelligence also kind of has to deal with the enemy's counterintelligence.
That's true.
So even if you have really good intelligence operatives or intelligence agencies, if the enemy's succeeds at feeding you successful counterintelligence, then you're going to end up going off bad data anyway.
Unless, you know, they had a spy down in Iron City and they from time to time would see one of those defense rings come down, you know.
Well, I think they knew about the defense rings, which is why when that one guy shouted out, he knew what it was.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, it could have been supply problems, or maybe they had run into bad luck prior to ending up on the tube and lost a lot of equipment. They didn't have heavy anti-tank weaponry or anything like that to take care of it easily.
Yeah, because another thing that struck me, and we did.
There's also, I was actually, sorry, just real quick too. There's also the possibility there was supposed to be some kind of jamming in place. Maybe another team was supposed to have taken care of the defense rings.
Yeah, and they
failed at it.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you've got a huge fight going on up there, which means you're going to have a lot of elements in play. So it could have been a lot of teams going every which way with a whole lot of different missions that they were trying to accomplish. And not all of them would have accomplished their missions.
And that could have been one of that ship you saw that was in that scene that was crashing. Maybe that was part of their mission, you know. Who knows?
Maybe they barely got out of it before it got shot down.
The one thing that always made me wonder about it, though, and we went over this a couple of weeks ago, when, you know, Hugo and Alita were up there and the defense ring came down and chopped Hugo up, but Alita jumped over it and cleared it with ease. You know, I mean, she was at least 10 to 15 feet above that ring, you know, and came down like that. I often wondered, okay, if they knew about the defense ring when it come down, why didn't
they also jump?
All jump over the defense ring, you know?
A couple of things that come to mind is, well, plot hole. It's just a plot hole.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it didn't get thought of.
Yeah.
Which is a big fear I've got. Lots of plot holes. One of the reasons I'm going over my story so much is try and cover up as many as possible. But there are the possibilities. Maybe there is a system in the rings or in the tube, which instead of using a magnetic system to bring supplies up and down through the tubes, it uses some kind of magnetic accelerator, which means it could have increased the or a gravity system in it.
Yeah.
So it could have increased the gravity on it to prevent them from being able to easily jump as high.
Yeah.
That's interesting point.
Yeah, that's possible.
I mean, they've got stasis fields and other stuff, but they're, you know, bordering on magic technology. So there's all kinds of stuff they could have that they were dealing with that just didn't get explained in the movie. But it could also boil down to just a simple plot hole.
Yeah. Isn't it Arthur C. Clarke that said any
sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic?
From magic to somewhat to a culture that is not as advanced or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you got humans 300 years in the future, they're going to have technology that's going to look almost magical to us back here in the 21st century.
Yeah, well, if you ask someone from like the 1970s to watch Alita, they would just think, and you told her Alita wasn't real, they'd think that was magic. Like they wouldn't even understand.
I don't know about that. Because they had the concept of cyborgs even way back then, I think, because that's, I guess, I
think what he's saying is the special effects would be
the
special effects would. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because she looks so real, they wouldn't even think that it was VFX.
Well, let me tell you, the Creek thought that the first time I saw that movie. I thought the only thing that was special effects on her were her eyes, because I thought, and I didn't know who. The first time I saw it, I didn't even know who Rosa Salazar was. I just thought when I saw the movie, I thought, well, this is some really good child actor, and she looked to me to be about 18 to 20 years old, or something like that, and much to my surprise, when I did find out, Rosa was in her 30s, and I went, holy crap. And I saw her name on the credits. I said, who the hell is Rosa Salazar? And I thought she looked like Alita, with the exception of the eyes, obviously. I thought they CGI'd that, but I thought that was her. I thought she looked just like that, but no, she actually looks better than that, doesn't she? So,
yeah, something that just came to mind too is you look at the invasion of Iraq when the U.S. forces attacked Baghdad.
Yeah,
there were a lot of elements in play there. So you imagine that, and maybe expand it a bit with high-tech weapons and cyborgs and stuff attacking a city like Zalem. So it gives you an idea of what kind of scale they were probably dealing with. Not to mention it was the final battle, so they were throwing everything they had at it.
Well, I remember that Iraqi war in '91. That just think about what probably the Iraqi military, when they were getting bombed, and they were being bombed by the stealth fighter, the F-117, or the Navy called them F-19s, but they had the stealth fighter, which is really a fighter bomber, is what it is, but they can't see it on radar, and if they do see anything, it looks like a bird, something like that.
Something easy to miss.
Yeah, so they can't shoot at it, but yet they're getting the crap bombed out of them. I mean, that's it's kind of, and that's probably true here. But I was also thinking too that this technology, particularly when Alita was up in Iron City, that's 540 years in the future. Think about what it would be like back around, say, 1500. How people in the year 1500 would view us, some of the things we do. I mean, sitting in front of a screen like I'm doing right now, that to them
talking to people on the other side of the planet.
Yeah, they would. To them that would be they would have no concept of that.
I think we don't have to go back so far in the past. Look. The drone technology we have today, and what would people think 30 years ago about that, about the possibilities? They are used not only for spying, the discussion we have today, really today, on today's Friday, here in the German news, someone is spying the critical infrastructure with drones, with the help of drones, and these things are so fast and invisible for us, that we even not have the possibility to say what and how many data are stolen or spied. You don't know it.
Well, think about even go ahead.
It's not a cheap. It's not a expensive technology.
Yeah.
It's a technology with just a few dollars.
Yeah.
They don't care if it gets lost. Then they send new drones. But just as an example.
Well, just think about the difference in drones, the way they were in the late 90s and early 2000s, the big Predator drone. And you look at the drones of today, they're little, they're, they're just ridiculous.
You don't need expensive, mostly you don't need expensive military technology.
Well, to your point too, in the war in Ukraine, one of the most effective weapons against tanks are drones. Because what they'll do is they'll do one of two things. They'll load them up with high explosives and fly them into them. Or, like I saw in some of the video, they will take a drone that has something maybe similar to a hand grenade or something like that, and they hover over the tank. And when there's a hatch that the guys open up, to get air or whatever they do, they just drop the hand grenade down in there.
And to go away from the military use. What you can do with drones today, a fuse of hills and mountains you never can climb. But you know all the details and you can stay there. I saw an application of drones in the for farmers before they mow their fields. They can send drones to watch for animals who are
and stuff.
So they can protect them or warn them or chase them away or whatever. It's imagine now point.
I do think this though. Go ahead.
What will happen in 300 years? We can't imagine, because we couldn't imagine what we can do with drone 30 years ago.
Well, in terms of Alita, in terms of her, I guess her technology is actually, since she was 300 years old in the year 2563, that would say that the world she knew when she was in the military is like 200 years in the future from now. So, and she was, an advanced cyborg at that point. I mean, super advanced, and you look at it, when you consider, like what the world was like 200 years ago, 1824,
I was thinking just the 1900s. How far we've come since just then. I mean, even just 100 years or so, and then you get 200 more years in the future.
Well, I do think in the 1970s, though, I do think, or even the 60s for that matter, I think technology of today would not. I mean, it would surprise some folks that are older, but I think,
they did have a better grasp on some of the things technology was capable of. But you get
it's like Star Trek in 1968. They had one episode on there where this one doctor had created these androids that they were thinking androids. They were like artificial intelligence, So you see, the people even late 60s would probably, now there a lot of the stuff we do, they'd probably go, wow, that's pretty cool, and it was technology beyond maybe their grasp, but I do think they could come to terms with it. My thought was the technology where people were 200 years ago or 500 years ago, to them, that's different. I mean, it's what we're doing is just, because you think about a time before radio, or television.
Well, you look at how fast flight technology advanced from the time it was first introduced at Kitty Hawk by the Wright brothers. all the way up to having supersonic fighter craft and even aircraft that can go into low orbit.
Well, not only
I think
that,
we have one. I think that can go in low. It's an experiment.
Well, how about putting guys on the moon?
Yeah,
you know, holy crap. Yeah. Anyway, we got way off
or
there.
Did we? Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, we got way away from. That's okay though. I don't mind.
But that also brings into question what kind of technology is she going to find when she gets up there?
Oh yeah,
that's the point.
Yep. You've got some really advanced cyberware and stuff like that. They don't allow guns or anything like that. But Iron City still has technology that is rather advanced compared to what we have now, even in its poor conditions.
Well, it's
I wonder just how much even more so Zalem is.
To me, it looks like a mixture, though. It looks like some of the technology they have is
well, that's what I was kind of meaning by they have the high levels of poverty. It's going to mean that things are going to be a bit mismatched because you're going to have so many things that are so common that are high tech, like cybernetics, far beyond what we have now. And then you have other things where people can barely find enough food to eat. Yeah.
Or you look at the electric light, you know, like those lights that are in Vector's office.
Yeah.
To me, you could see lights like that today, you know, so. But anyway, that fifth bullet, okay, now if she had any concept at all about Jeru, that would be.
I've got to go AFK real quick. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. If she had any concept of Jeru whatsoever going up to Zalem, that might increase her, you know, curiosity, I guess, to get up there. But even if she didn't, let's say she got up there and then she saw, you know, that space elevator going up there, the thought would be, where does that go? You know, and so that would bring us to this right here. Why would you want to go to Jeru? Well, of course, she's going to discover when she gets to Zalem, she's eventually going to discover Jeru, you know, in a real way, because she's going to see that space elevator going up, and it's going to be going up to what looks to be out of sight, you know, and then she'll eventually maybe ask someone or maybe get a hold of some information somehow that would point her to Jeru. So, you know, she would find out about Jeru when she was in Zalem, if she didn't already know about it. Of course, another reason she'd want to go to Jeru would be to play in the Zot, obviously, you know, because that would be important to her. Because she wanted to protect the people of Iron City. If you remember in the manga, I think they wanted to kind of do away with Earth. You know, I guess the people that were living there or whatever, they just wanted to get rid of them. You know, they were like more of trouble than they were worth or something like that, you know. And I guess another thing that may have come to play here, I'm not sure how much, but that fourth bullet, rather, fulfilling her destiny. If she had some, you remember at the end, well, those of us who have read the manga, read the Last Order, know that, you know, she kind of got her DNA into that bio printer and created a human Alita. And she left. She had this thought that she had to either go to Mars or Venus. I can't recall. Rich Badman, you're out there, you probably know. But she knew there was something beyond Jeru at that point, you know, and she wanted to get to that, you know. So might have been Venus, I think. I'm not sure, you know. But and of course, eventually, I think she does go back to Mars, because we do see her in the Mars Chronicles, you know, in the Mars Chronicles, that those panels that are even in the future from the Zot, you know. So anyway, that's kind of what I see once she got into Jeru. You know, she's in Zalem. She finds out about Jeru. Now I want to go to Jeru, you know. And of course, I guess playing in the Zot was kind of something that was like, I guess you could say like some kind of target of opportunity or not target, but, you know, kind of, you know, some kind of thing that just happened, you know, beyond her control. And she said, and she gets into the Zot, you know. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Badman. Yeah, she wanted to go to Mars, but there were other questions that needed answers. Yeah, that's right. You know, in the manga, that's exactly right. You know, the manga, they don't tell us what happened after that. You know, I always had the impression she went to Venus, but, you know, maybe not. Maybe she went directly to Mars, you know. I do know that she ended up not in the Imaginos body. She was in a different body when her and Erica fought each other at that you know, that little shrine that was there, you know, that I guess Erica had built, you know, with all the names of, especially those little girls are on there that were killed by that false flag group. Ah, Batman. Yeah, that's right. She did go to Venus, but why and what for? That's exactly right, you know. And, you know, I guess looks to me, go ahead, Lottie.
Did she go for tourism? No, just to check out all the planets.
Possibly, you know, although I did think she had a sense of purpose, though, I think.
Yeah,
you know?
I think her entire life, she looks at herself, her entire life is a challenge.
Yeah.
For her.
Yeah.
And she took any challenge she could. Yeah. And yeah, I think that's the reason why you can't stop her.
Yeah.
There isn't really a destiny. Maybe there is a path, but not a destiny, not a goal. Yeah.
I do think she's very objective oriented. In other words, you give her an objective, she's going to make sure that she fulfills that, you know, she makes that.
Okay, but
you're
as
right.
A milestone, as a
milestone, that's right. Yeah, that's
not
right.
As a
what's next, in other words,
final destiny.
Yeah. Well, that's like Badman said, you know, yeah, she did go to Venus, but why and what for? Yeah, we don't know that.
Yeah.
We just don't know, you know.
Yeah.
I know she does end up on Mars, you know, because we see her fighting Erica on Mars after all this. But you know, so yeah, I think you're right, Smendrick. I think you put a challenge in front of our girl. It's she's not going to resist. She's going to go for it.
Never.
You know?
Never. And there is no.
That's why she's getting her sequels.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why her army's going to help her get that sequel.
Yeah.
Not even Bobby can stand in her way.
Yeah. Yeah. Now Alita's got an army, so she's
that's the best.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, the sense of adventure would also come into play here too, wouldn't it? I mean,
okay, she don't want to live a boring life.
Yeah.
Or
come back.
Quiet and peaceful life, maybe on a farm or in an office or whatever. Yeah? I think she needs this. I don't want to say fight all the time, but she wants to conquer things.
But you know, I do think at some point though, I think she, you know, she really fell hard for Figure 4, you know, and she, you know, she did probably live with him for anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks, maybe no less than 2 weeks at the most part. But you remember there's that one scene that we covered a few weeks back about how she said that she had experienced the softer side of life or something like that. And
she wasn't as bad.
Yeah. But it kind of makes you wonder whether she kind of had like regrets that she didn't stay with Figure 4. Of course, the only problem with that is I think Lee brought this up, that if she did try to stay with Figure 4 forever, the tuned program would have come after her, you know, probably, you know.
She's a little bit like a steam engine or a steam locomotion.
Well, actually,
always under steam.
Yeah.
Well, actually, with the manga version of her, there was only there was 2 versions of her. Only one of them could stay with Figure
4. Yeah. At the end, but I was talking about after she left him, when they were in Alhambra, you know, probably
okay.
maybe about a month, you know, she may have stayed with him, you know, and then decided she had to go finish her mission, you know, on that Teferi's had given her, you know, that she was supposed to achieve.
Teferi's probably would have gotten on her case about that one way.
Yeah, they would have probably sent, you know, they'd have probably sent some military after her or something, you know, but
well, one rather gruesome way I can think of them prompting her to get moving would be to destroy whatever it was that was keeping her there. So that would be a good reason not to stay until she was finished.
And they wouldn't be above doing that, would they?
Not that I saw.
Yeah. Yeah, I sometimes I'll read that manga, you know, and she gets into those situations where she says, you know, she finally experienced the softer side, or tasted the softer side of life, and I'm no longer mad all the time, or whatever it was she said, you know. And I think somebody said she was talking to Den, I think it was. You know, I see that stuff, or even like in the movie at the end, you know, when she cuts that tear in half, it's almost like, you know, I'm like her adopted uncle maybe, and I just want to hug her, you know, because you feel so bad for the character, you know. It's like nothing goes their way, you know. She's always, you know, everything always goes against her, you know, or something like that.
Oh, as Badman pointed out too, is she still had to find Nova so that he could fix Ito.
Yeah, that's right.
Unless I think she knew that Ito was alive at that point.
Yeah, I think somebody told her that he was in a box at one point. Well, she saw he was in a box, but
well, that was before she ended up going to face the Berserker. Zapan.
Yeah.
But it was after she was out there, she was trying to find Nova so he could fix Ito and bring him back, because he promised he would be able to.
Yeah.
But I can't remember.
I think that was Nova screwing with her too. I think he was just manipulating her, is what I think.
That's the thing. I think he was actually going to, but he had some plans in place to run some kind of test or experiment or something on the side that was a reason for him doing that. He always seemed to have something going.
Yeah, you're right. I think, she only had, that's right, Batman. She only had hints that he was alive. Although Nova did say something about that, you know, but, you know, that's.
Yeah, I can't remember the timing of when she found out what and when she ended up in Alhambra.
Yeah. But I do know she loved Figure 4 a lot, boy. She was definitely into him, you know, and then, of course, then had to leave, you know. It was kind of sad, you know. Although it was kind of humorous, you know. I'm going to go do my thing or whatever, and don't cheat on me. Yeah. Oh, boy. So, which is another reason why we think she's female, because, I mean, you know, Figure 4 is a male, you know, obviously, and she was attracted to him in more ways than one, and I think they probably took their relationship to the next level probably during that 4 weeks. Who knows, you know. So, but yeah, I think going to Jeru though would just, it's like Smendrick was saying, you know, there is no end point for her. You know, she may achieve objective, because she will do that, but she she achieves that objective, and it's like Smendrick was saying a while ago, that's like a milestone. Okay, what's next? You know, it's one of those things that's going to keep going on, because she's going to achieve the objective, and then she's going to, you know, sense something else is necessary, or something else has to be done, or whatever. And it's just like always a continuous, you know, kind of striving, you know, type of thing, I think, you know. Anyway, that's just my thought.
Yeah, and I think maybe we could discuss what Vector said to her. The only thing about living endlessly.
Being immortal. Yeah, that's right.
Being immortal is watching others and it's not other humans or animals only, but watching things going by. Okay?
What was it he said? He said the only
everything,
immortality, the only thing in immortality that makes me happy or something is to watch others die.
But it's not the dying only, but things pass by.
Well, if you're talking about the movie when it was when he was saying there, he basically took joy in watching others die. That was exactly what he said.
Yeah. But for our today's topic, it's another point. Maybe she cannot accept that things are gone forever.
Well, that's why she's going for looking for Ito.
Maybe she looks for the possibility to rebuild or respawn things. Okay, maybe not in Iron City, but maybe in Zalem or maybe in Jeru or wherever. Yeah. And so this is her motivation to accept any challenge she gets.
Well, finding Nova would be a challenge, wouldn't it? And it's like you say, she wants to find him because she wants to bring Ito back.
And maybe she wants to bring the other Sky Cities back, or wants to learn how to protect future Sky Cities from being destroyed.
I don't know, you know.
I don't know either.
Well, my thing is, her original mission was to destroy Zalem, so I'm not sure she's going to want to. I don't know,
Yeah, her only real motivation seems to be protecting what she cares about. I mean, if she found some way for humans in general to defend themselves, then that might be something she'd look for. But I think that's beyond the scope of her own motivations, really.
Yeah, I think so too. Although she did fight Nazat. Go ahead, Lee.
Well, I was going to say, it's like it could be that things are a little different for the movie Alita because, well, as we've already seen, the two storylines are playing out rather differently.
Yeah. Well, they are consistent with each other, but you're right, I think,
Because I think I think it was Maxie, in fact, that said that there's a possibility that the Nova in the movie is going to fulfill the roles of both Nova and Embody from Jeru, or whatever it was called in the manga.
Yeah.
So he may have some other tricks up his sleeve when she gets up there, if she gets up. That's the thing. How is she going to get up there in the movie? Because
funny you should mention that.
I don't see Nova being stupid enough to just let her walk in the front door.
Yeah.
Without something there to either put her in his control or to disable her in some fashion or do something to her. Or maybe he doesn't intend to be on Zalem when she gets there.
Yeah, that's playing with fire.
It could be he intends to go to Jeru when she finally gets up there, and he decides to wait and see what she does.
Yeah. Yeah, well, also destroy. Yeah, that's right. As a matter of fact, that Bad Man, I think that Iron City did come down, didn't it? I think.
Well, if she were to destroy Zalem now, it would destroy her home of Iron City.
Yeah, so she don't want to do. She don't want to do that.
She wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So more than likely, just taking out Nova and maybe disrupting whatever power structure is up there, so that Iron City would be able to find its own freedom to have whatever future the people there wanted. Without the interference.
It's like Bad Man says here that her mission objectives have changed.
Yeah.
Now she wants to get Nova, in her mind, bringing Nova to justice is going to be killing him. So I think so, Because I think in the movie they can pretty much change things like you suggest, Lee, because they did kill Vector in the movie. And he doesn't get killed in the manga, I mean,
and there were hints that Shiren, who wasn't in the manga either, may actually still be alive in some fashion.
Well, she was alive when Alita left the office. So, she's just in that box, So
I have to wonder, though, if that was another plot hole. It's like they intended something like that to be hinted at, but they decided to cut that out and just didn't change everything.
Possibly.
So it's difficult to
Hopefully
say.
we'll see her in the
I want to see Shiren. And, it's another thing, too, where they had Lou.
Oh, I just thought of something.
What's that?
What if she gets up to Zalem? Nova, once she wins the final championship, Nova allows her up there, but then he retreats to Jeru and has it rigged so that she ends up being thinking that maybe his political enemies need to be taken out. Like he tricks her somehow into killing his own political enemies, giving him more control over Zalem and Jeru. Which might give her more, which might, raise the stakes on their little conflict.
Yeah. Well, to get to Zalem, certainly she could try the supply tube again. I think
I really don't think the supply tube is a good idea.
Well, I don't either, because once you get, I mean, you may be okay going up for a while, but when you get close to where Zalem is, it kind of goes more vertical. Plus you got those.
It's not just that. You could have guys on, I mean, I'm sure they have more advanced than this, but all you would have to have is guys on the railing with some guns to take shots at her as she goes down, or even sever the tube if they're willing to sacrifice it.
Yeah. Or if they got more than one. I
mean, they withstood starships attacking them. I think one little person coming up a tube, they're going to have some anti-personnel defenses to deal with that.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, if she did go use a supply tube, it would have to be something like getting inside it and maybe.
I think that would be a really bad idea. Once you get inside an enclosed space like that, especially under the control of a hostile force, I mean, depending on what kind of material it's made out of, there's all kinds of nasty stuff they could send down that tube and flood it.
Yeah.
Like any kind of like nanotech disassemblers or some kind of acid or napalm or white phosphorus, all kinds of crap.
You mean she couldn't do like Mrs. Incredible did when they went after Syndrome?
Probably not. But like Badman was saying, if she can somehow smuggle herself up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. And, if she got into maybe like some kind of supply container or something, and they sent her up the tube that way, where they didn't know she was in there.
Yeah, if she were able to sneak up there, yeah.
Well, the thing of it is, it seems to me that they would have some kind of detection device like they have at airports now.
Oh, considering how militant they are about making sure nobody gets up there, I have no doubt somebody at some point in the past tried to smuggle themselves up there inside of a crate and probably came out the other end as something not even recognizable as a person anymore.
Mm-hmm. Or if they did, they would be taken into custody immediately.
Or probably just thrown right off the side.
Yeah, they wouldn't even mess with them. They'd take them into custody and just run them up to the edge and throw them off.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't. Their stint in Zalem would be very short. Well, an aircraft is possible. Now, they did have defenses for that too,
they seem to have some really advanced defenses against aircraft. I mean, anything, even a bird that flies within its airspace ends up getting vaporized.
Yeah. Yeah, the Howl getting up there is going to be a real big deal. Now, she does get up there eventually, in the manga, and that's what that's right. Finn was saying something like a transporter, like in Star Trek, and that's my next to the last bullet there, a teleporter,
Well, that's one thing I could think of is they actually, if somebody wins the final championship and is allowed entry to Zalem, they probably would put him up in a cargo tube and just disable whatever anti-personnel defenses they have, preventing something they don't want from getting up there. So that might be the way they get up there. They be given permission through final champion, and then they're allowed up through the supply tubes.
To be taken into custody by the Zalem forces and put you in the tuned programs, and now you work for them.
Or whatever else Nova decides to do with your brain.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Seems to me as good a fighter as Alita is, they'd probably want her to be an agent, you know, like in the manga. You know, that's how, you know, of course, that was a little different because she got torn to bits by a Zerker pan, you know, and then, of course, ends up in that room, you know.
And in the movie, I mean, Nova starts out wanting her dead just right off the bat. But after everything she's done, he may decide to keep her around and do a tuned type program with her.
Maybe put her in a different body, take her heart, give her a different heart, you know, something like that.
Yeah, I think as long as Nova thinks she could be useful, either in the entire cyborg body or in some parts, she has a chance. But as soon as they lost hope to control her, even in parts or even a little bit, I think she wouldn't have a chance to.
Well, I do think
go
if she was
anywhere.
If she was in the Imaginos body, Imaginos 2.1 body, particularly, she's going to get to Zalem. They're not going to be able to stop her, you know. But
well, that's the thing, though. In the manga, she had to get to Zalem or to Fares in order to get the Imaginos body.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's a bit of a catch-22 there if you
that's
go that route.
Of course, in the movie, it's going to be different. And I think in the movie, if they do have an Imaginos body, I don't think you'll see 3 or 4 versions of it. I think it'll just be one, you know.
I would be very surprised if we even saw one, because I have a feeling
if they do an Alita 4, let's say, you know, say they do, they go the Star Wars route, you know, because originally when Star Wars was done in '77, you know, the idea is we're going to do Star Wars. Maybe we'll do a sequel if it does well. Then it ended up, how many movies and shows have we had? You know, yeah. But anyway, if Alita does very, very well in the sequels, they would probably do an Alita 4 and possibly 5, 6. You know, if she does super well in 2 and 3.
Yeah.
You might see an Imaginos body there in maybe the 4th or the 5th sequel, you know, or the 4th or 5th movie, you know, maybe. But I don't. If you do, though, I don't think they'll have multiple versions of it. I think it just.
Well, I was mainly speaking to the power scaling on it.
Exactly.
Cameron seems to be much more grounded.
Yes.
In the kind of technology he puts into his movies, so it would probably be something that would be maybe a step up from the Berserker, but not like. Whole orders of magnitude up from it.
Yeah, because an Imaginos 2.1 Alita getting to Zalem would not be a problem. She would overpower all the defenses. She could hack into them for one thing and disable them, you know. And then, you know, one Berserker alone up there, if they got up there, would wreak havoc in Zalem, you know, against their defense force. But
that's the motivation that Nova had for giving her the Imaginos body too was to see if she could win against her destiny or to win against her karma, something like that. I was never quite clear on the whole karma thing because it never really landed with me, I don't think. But the motivations that Nova in the movie is going to have is probably going to be more along the lines of using her as a weapon against his enemies. Whatever they might happen to be. So it might change what kind of body and capability she's given.
Yeah. And she maybe takes out his enemies and then discovers that he's a real prick, and then he escapes before she can kill him or something.
Well, that's
like
the
that.
thing too. If she gets up there and he makes her his weapon, part of the motivation could be do what I say or your family in Iron City dies.
And you never see Ito again.
Or Gerhad or Kiyomi
Yeah.
or anybody else that
Yeah.
she's even so much as said hi to in her day-to-day life.
Yeah.
I mean, as I think it was pointed out once, basically Zalem in the movies is basically the equivalent of like the world's biggest surveillance drone over that city.
Mhm.
And there's no telling what other capabilities it's got. I mean,
Yeah,
it could
that's
end up,
right.
having the pinpoint ability to zap people.
Yeah. And of course, the teleportation thing, the problem with that one is that, Zalem has got such a ironclad control over Iron City. They probably are not going to allow any technology like that into Iron City.
Mhm.
They're probably going to, they will, take that out as soon as they get wind of somebody has that kind of capability at Iron City. They're going after it. And they probably wouldn't, if you were even on the other side of the world and you had that Zalem heard that you had that, they would find you,
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, Badman suspects that Nova was aware of the Zot beforehand. Yeah, I think he did, Badman.
Sounds very plausible, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think he did. Said the orbital elevator. Yeah, I think so. Teleport maybe Doom. Okay. Okay.
I was actually thinking maybe some kind of gravity lift that descends down out of the remains of that central spire.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, it's going to be difficult at best to get up to Zalem unless she wins final champion. And, the one thing that struck me about this is that one possible thing I could see another way she could get up there with not winning final champion. Maybe her and Zalem, Jesus, Gary. Her and Joshigan, are competing in Motorball. And this would be in, say, the second movie. And Joshigan actually beats her. I mean, he actually wins final champion, but like in the manga, he dies, because of all of the enhancement he's got. Maybe the human part of him, it's toxic to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he dies after one last hurrah, like in the manga. He dies, and now Zalem says, okay, well, we can't get Joshigan, but Alita really gave him a hard fight. I mean, she could have won that thing, it was so close. Let's just take her, I mean,
basically it defaults to her since she's the surviving combatant.
Yeah.
Yeah, possible.
Yeah, that's a possibility, I think, And then it wouldn't be such a combative thing to get to Zalem because they just let her up there, because, now you're the.
Well, it wouldn't be so combative necessarily in getting up there in that case, but still there's the matter of whatever security measures they're going to have on the other side waiting for her, because Nova knows she's coming up there to kill him.
Yeah.
And he's not stupid.
Yeah. Well, he's far from stupid. He may be a maniac. He may be a megalomaniac for that matter, but you're right. He's a freaking genius is what he is. And he's he's not going to allow that to happen, So anyway, spacecraft certainly also doesn't seem plausible to me.
Yeah.
First of all, or even, if you could.
Well, during the war, they already tried spacecraft.
And it didn't work, did it? It didn't work at all. Well, it did work in bringing down the other 11 sky cities. It brought and it did that. But I think
she doesn't have a Martian fleet at her disposal. I don't think there is one out there for her to find, unfortunately.
Yep, probably not, because they all got, and I also got the feeling that in the Great War of the Fall, there was no winner. It was just they both blasted each other so much that they didn't have the will, and they didn't have certainly the resources to continue to fight.
Well, that was the impression I got too. It was basically mutual annihilation.
Well, Badman has a good point here. Nova sometimes a little overconfident, and he thinks he's so far above everybody. That may be the weakness, hubris, might maybe she finds a way around that. But I think it'd be very difficult in an adversarial.
Well, something has to happen where she ends up going out looking for the Barjack and Chaos, I think.
Yeah.
So something's going to have to happen, I think, where she ends up being put under Nova's control in some fashion, and he uses her in that regard, or somebody does.
Yeah. And that's something else too, is maybe the citizens of Zalem, they overthrow Nova's government somehow in the movie. And he's exiled, and then of course whoever's left up there, like if they have somebody that takes Bigot Eisenberg's place, he gets control of her, and then says, okay, go get Nova, or everybody you know and love dies. That would be pretty tough to turn down for her, because she won't see Ito anymore, she won't see Gearhead, Koyomi, she won't see any of them anymore, Oh,
I don't doubt there's lots of derelicts that could probably be repaired, but considering the advanced nature of Martian technology, the problem would probably be finding someone with the skills to repair them.
And finding the spare parts to repair them, although they could rob Peter to pay Paul, as they would say, get a part from one ship to put it on another.
Take a look at that wreck in the Badlands, not too far outside of Iron City. No doubt it's got working components on it that could be salvaged. So you probably got plenty of other wrecks elsewhere. But finding an engineer skilled with Martian technology to do the fixing,
that's going to be next to zero.
It does seem highly unlikely.
Yeah. And Alita certainly is no engineer. I mean, she knew how to, when she keyed in her identity code on that keyboard, that it just from rote memory or instinct or whatever. That's a long way from doing engineering.
Oh yeah.
So
that was basically, I think, just a code being transmitted from the ship and then her body responding to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think our girl would have a tough time getting up there in the Berserker body.
Well, Badman was saying that as an armed warrior, she might have access to that, but considering what I know about the Navy, that might like today's Navy, low-ranking crew members don't necessarily have information on a lot of that. But you never know; she might actually be. Maybe there's some kind of a protocol on hand that if it were the ship that she served on, or she were recognized as a Berserker warrior, which she was. It might basically promote her to ship's commander as last surviving crew member, which might open up everything to her. Yeah.
And there may be some really advanced AI on there too that she could take advantage of to do the engineering functions necessary to repair the ship, possibly.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Because, AI has come a long way since the 50s, I mean, I guess the first most rudimentary AI, of course, was in the very first computers, but it's just seems to be evolving by leaps and bounds now. So
now we can make very cute AI Alita art in seconds.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, Finn. Oh, Finn. Yeah, Lee. That's right, Lee. All right, folks. God, I can't think of anything else unless y'all can.
No, well, if we're talking about the manga, we already know about how things turned out there. But if we're going with the movie, well,
who knows? Yeah,
there is unfortunately quite a bit of supposition in what we're trying to figure out.
Well, I don't think Cameron and Rodriguez can dive. They can't. They can't divert from the movie too much. I mean, from the manga. Yeah, from the manga.
Well,
too
in
much.
the notations that were posted online, it is mentioned that Alita does end up encountering the Barjack, and she does see them liberate a village, and then she sees them handing out weapons to children like toys.
Yeah.
And that she has a reaction to that. So somehow like she's going to end up out in the Badlands. She's going to run into the Barjack and have some, stuff going on out there. So, and Miss Caligridis, or Mrs., I can't remember.
Yes. Yeah.
She mentioned that Chaos was supposed to enter the picture at some point.
Even like in the first movie,
Yeah.
I don't see.
And I can't remember though. Was it Zalem was going to be looking for Chaos, or were they just going to be looking for Chaos?
I'm not sure about that, but I don't see the Barjack arc coming into play in the second movie. I think that'd be the third movie, because I could see her meeting Figure 4 on the train at the end of the second movie. I could see that.
Yeah.
And then the third movie would be the Barjack arc.
Yeah, I was just saying at some point she does run into the Barjack. So we know that she does end up out there at some point, which could hint at either a tuned program, or she's sent out in some other capacity undercover to infiltrate the Barjack or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, it's some exciting possibilities, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Seeing our girl do all that good stuff. Using the stairs to Jeru.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 22,300 miles of stairs. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, he's right about that. The manga doesn't tell us how long the elevator is, but of course we assume that the elevator goes up that high to geosynchronous orbit, because you got to be that far out. To be in geosynchronous
So depending on how
orbit.
fast it's going, it could take a while to get out there. I mean, if you look at the speeds the Apollo astronauts were going, in the lunar module, in the command module, that took them, I think, I can't remember now. It was less than a week, I think, but it was days to get out there.
And I think
they're not going to be going nearly that fast in the space elevator, I don't think.
I don't think so either. Yeah. And too, another thing about that's about 10% the distance to the moon, but the whole thing of it is that if you had a distance shorter than that, you would have to be flying that thing somehow and hovering it. If let's say it was 10,000 miles up instead of 22,000, you don't get the advantage of being able to just be in that orbit where you appear stationary above one point on the Earth. When you're down lower orbits, you have to fly faster. And that means, to me, I don't know how they would have to have some pretty
that's the thing. Like I've said before, the engineering has already been figured on that. We simply lack the materials. Once they put a space elevator up, physics takes care of everything else.
Yeah. Well, especially if Jeru is 22,300 miles, I think, they could probably come close to doing something like that today, if they wanted to.
The engineers at NASA have already said we could do it today.
Yeah.
We don't have the material strong enough, but the engineering has already been taken care of. If we had a stronger material than what we have available, they could build a space elevator in the next 10 years.
Oh, look at here what Badman says. You know what? That's a good point, Badman, because I know in some of the streams I did where we talk about the physics, if Jeru was in geosynchronous orbit, then Zalem would have to fly. It'd be like an airplane, and even though it was connected. But if the center of mass between Jeru and Zalem was in geosynchronous orbit, the center of mass, not either one, but I think that changes things. So you may be right there, Badman. Holy moly!
No, that was part of the physics of it.
Yeah.
Once you put it in geostationary orbit like that, it just sits there. It doesn't fly.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is that in the streams that I've done in the past, I assumed that Jeru was in geosynchronous orbit. Jeru itself, what he's saying
Oh,
is,
no, yeah, the center of mass of the elevator is in geosynchronous orbit.
yeah,
Jeru's above it to counterbalance Zalem below it.
Yeah, so there that's right. It wouldn't take much of a controlling mechanism like, say, retro rockets and stuff like that to keep it stationary, you know, because
that's the thing. They've said in the NASA engineers have said you wouldn't even need that. Once you stick it in geosynchronous orbit, it stays there.
Provided you are exactly going the orbital speed. If you're just off a little bit, you know, eventually the orbit degrades. Or
well, if you're off by a little bit, you find out very quickly.
Yes.
Which means before the entire elevator even gets built, you find out that you're off.
But I still think you would need a computer on there, or computers, not because you'd want redundancy, that would just check just to be sure.
Well, I don't doubt that there's some safety measures in place.
Yeah,
I mean, if they have a ring around the planet like they did in the manga, then you're going to have some other stuff in play that are going to be acting on it.
Yeah, we got to get Bad Man. Next time we do a technology stream, we got to get the Bad Man on here. He's
it's very interesting. And what I said before, 30 years in the past, or far more in the past, we couldn't imagine so many things. And especially an interesting point is the material, the materials, the developing heat resistant, radiation is resistant, and whatever materials.
Yeah, right now they've got those carbon nanotubes, which are strong enough in most aspects. The problem is they can't manufacture them nearly long enough.
We can't speak here in this stream fast enough. The developing of technologies goes by.
Yeah, there's every possibility within the next decade or so they come up with something that's even better than
incredible.
Well, I do think though that
we do not know any developing.
Well, I do think though, Smendrick and Lee, I do think that 50, 60 years ago, I do think people had the imagination to think about this technology, the technology we have today, because you had Star Trek and other stuff. But my thinking is the people 500 years ago, they would not have a freaking clue. What we're doing now is magic to these people. Now you're right about one thing. My brother and I have often talked about our grandfather. What would happen if he came back today and we showed him our phone? He'd say, "What is that?" We say, "This is a phone." But it's also a computer. It's also a video device.
Here's a manga running in the was a manga running in the background with pagers.
Yeah.
Does anyone remember pagers? It's incredible what happened since this technology was in place or was on the market.
But Bad Man's idea about the center of mass of the elevator being a geosynchronous orbit, that would tell me that Jeru would have to be like 45,000 miles out. Wow, that would be
if you want, look up some of the stuff from the NASA engineers on space elevators. They explain all of that.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look.
That's where I'm getting my information from. I'm getting it from NASA engineers.
Okay, cool. Well, I wasn't doubting your word there, Lee. I was just I just had the wrong assumption. I guess I had Jeru at geosynchronous orbit and not the center of mass between the two of them. That's a very interesting idea. That could be another technology stream.
Yeah.
Okay,
Actually,
we got.
look up some of the old articles and stuff from some of the engineers on it. I mean, that could make an interesting presentation to actually lay out the physics of a space elevator.
Oh hell, there's guys that have already come up with the theory for a warp drive. I mean,
the Alcubierre.
Yeah,
Alcubierre. I think it's Alcubierre warp drive. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's also been some drawbacks to that. They've been looking at it as a possibility, but it's not looking as promising as they had hoped.
Well, one of the problems is the amount of radiation it gives off. Yeah, just fry anybody that was in the spacecraft.
Yeah, I guess there's another problem was that it was looking like it's going to take a great deal more power than they initially assumed.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess there's a lot of stuff they need to work out on it and see if it's actually going to be worth anything.
All right. Well, we got way off topic, I guess, but that's okay.
A little bit.
No, it belongs to.
Yeah, I love it.
I don't see that we are off topic.
Well, I love talking about technology. I could do it in science. I
just realized something. I may not be able to be a guest on tomorrow's stream.
Oh, okay.
Because, I might be able to. I don't know. At 9 a.m., I got to get up and head over. Apparently, I had forgotten about this completely until my girlfriend called me just a bit ago. Apparently, there's a thing going on in town, and her youngest son wants to go there.
Okay. Oh, that's fine.
And
I'll carry the ball for you there, Lee, because you've told me pretty much pre-stream what's going on, so so I can carry that.
If I get back early enough, like before noon or around noon, I might be able to do it. But I didn't want to commit if I wasn't sure.
Well, I'll still send you a link. That way you'll know how to get in. If you can't make it, that's okay. I think I know enough because I've read 22 chapters, so I kind of know about that, and then of course what you've told me about 23 and up to 27 I could relay to them,
Okay.
So yeah. All right, guys. Well, anyway, I think we kind of hit this pretty hard, and it was a lot of fun, actually. Did we miss anything?
Oh, we probably missed something, but we'll get the chance to revisit it in the future, I'm sure.
You betcha. Smendrick, did we miss anything? Did you have any other thoughts of maybe something that we...
No, it's a good idea to talk about it again under more technology aspects.
Yeah, well, if we do a technology stream on here, Bad Man, I'm going to invite you to come on. So
yeah, Bad Man.
Yeah, I was a physics major at one point. Of course, I got out of that field when I saw my buddies being hired before they graduated, and they were getting big paying jobs in computer science. So I said, okay, that seems to be the thing for me. That's what
maybe we shouldn't record such a stream, because people in 50 years will laugh at us. And
hey, we don't care if it's for our girl.
I think it would make an excellent. Yeah, I think it'd make an excellent benchmark, so we can see just how far we have come.
Yes, how far off we were. Yeah, that's right. Lottie, did we miss anything as far as you could tell?
No, I'm pretty sure. No, let enough already.
Yeah. Well, if you look at that center, the center image there, I think Alita doesn't think we missed any, or that we maybe missed something, but it's okay. She knows we're going to do more streams. And of course, she loves her Uncle Creek. And if you don't like that, take it up with her.
Take it up with her plasma fist.
That's right. And here's our queen right here, Rosa. And of course, she's number one in the Creeks book in terms of being an actress, just really good at what she does. It's the word, I can't put words to it. I mean, she's just really super. And I am so looking forward to seeing her, play the part of, I believe she's going to be Roxanne, but I could be wrong about that. But I think she'll be Roxanne. And, boy, my eyes are going to be glued to that stage for sure, and And I'm not going to make a fool out of myself, Lottie. Don't worry. I will be very respectful. So
good. Be good boys.
We'll be good boys. Charlie and I both will be. We'll be good boys. We won't. I think our wild years are behind us anyway. So anyway, because I don't know how old Charlie is, though. He may be as old as a creek. I have no idea. So. So anyway, but I also want to give shout outs to El Lamont and Jesse Fisher because they brought Screwhead to life. And I definitely want to see Screwhead back in the sequel with the Alita 2 and in the Motorball arc, being on Alita's team. And I probably think what would happen in the Motorball arc is both Alita and Joshigan would have teams.
I'd actually like to see Gerhead get some more speaking lines too.
Oh, I would too.
Fill out her and Ito's relationship a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. And I would like to see Screwhead get some speaking lines as well. I mean,
I keep forgetting she actually didn't speak at all in the movie.
No, she didn't.
I mean, I was just every time I think of her, I keep thinking she had some kind of line she said somewhere, but no, she didn't say anything.
She didn't say anything.
She just had on-time screen presence or something like that.
Well, it's like she said, Screwhead's a woman of action. She doesn't need words.
Action and few words.
Yeah. And she was right. But I'd love to see Screwhead come back. I mean, she was one of the great characters in that movie for sure, And,
I liked her motorball body design too. I thought it was kind of
neat. This was very cool.
The forearms. Yeah, I love that. So anyway, and of course, Jessie is a very accomplished stunt woman. She's just, really good at what she does, and of course, all three of these are all really good at what they do. They're super, but the Creek says every week, sure don't hurt. They're pretty, and because they are pretty, and extremely good at what they do. Yep. Okay, moving right along from that, we don't want Creek fawning over the three, too much. So anyway, tomorrow we're gonna kind of do a fanfic update stream tomorrow, and I'm not sure who's going to be. If Angelus was here, he could tell us who was going to be the host, and of course the Creek. I guess I could look it up on the show notes because the show notes are readily available, of course, to us in the Radio Chaos team, and. My feeling is Maxie's probably going to be the host because I think Angelus was last week, but I am not sure about that, But certainly we're going to hear some updates about, Maxie's, fanfic. If Lee doesn't show up, I'll put in a few words about your fanfic there, Lee. And of course, I got a fanfic. I'm actually working on two of them. Or not two of them. I've already done one of them, but I just
I think you're redoing that first one you did, and you got another one, I guess.
Yes, I've got I don't want to give it away too much, but I've got a friend of mine that's an actress friend that I'm going to try to get her to.
You mentioned that before.
Yeah, and then it's going to be Alita visiting her Uncle Creek, at the Kansas bar.
Okay.
Something like that. Anyway, something along those lines, but and it's going to be a short. But it's not going to be a fanfic in terms of something you read. It's going to be a video.
Okay.
Because it's like I was saying, if they're
short fan film.
Yeah, exactly. And if they're giving us a hard time about all these sequels, I'm going to be like Thanos was at the end of the Age of Ultron. Fine, I'll do it myself. I'll do a mini sequel myself. And I might get in trouble with Disney maybe, but who knows? So, okay. Well, anyway, join us tomorrow on Radio Chaos. We're going to have a lot of fun talking about these fanfics. They'll be pretty cool. And of course, we're the Alita Army, and we definitely, we need those sequels for sure, Finn. That's for damn sure. But as John Landau used to say, and boy, we do miss him. God almighty. We're Alita advocates, and certainly we are the best, most positive fandom on the internet because we support Alita and Rosa Salazar passionately and positively. And we are the Alita Army, and we are here to stay, Disney. You hear that shit? We definitely are not going anywhere, no matter what you do. And if the Creek's going to be, as long as I'm on the planet, we're going to keep doing this. We're just going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And eventually they'll cave in, eventually. Okay, yeah, I know you guys.
I think he meant to say advocates.
Yeah, we're that. What did I say?
Finn, he said, yes, we are Alita avocados.
Oh, yeah, we're that. We're also that. Yeah, we love avocados.
Don't forget who called us Alita advocates. It was John Landau.
It was, yeah. Oh, God, I tell you, Vladdy, we sure miss him, don't we? God almighty.
Yeah, we should try and do a lot for him on Alita Day.
Yeah, I tell you, man, I tell you what, it broke my heart when I heard he died. Golly. I put a video together for him about him too, golly, not that that's all that big a deal, but yeah, we miss him a lot. Jesus.
Yeah, would I liked him to have stuck around a while.
Yeah, that's right. And he was only like 60 years old or a little older, maybe. I can't recall. But, in today's world, 60 is not really that old. Not really. I mean, people are living into their 90s with ease, or a lot of people are. Not everybody, obviously. But, yeah, I mean, it would have been great, for him to see the Alita sequels happen and, and just see the joy that would have been on his face. That would have been great. Well, he'll see the sequels through our eyes, and he'll see Creek's mini sequel through my eyes and our eyes for sure. Okay, anyway, enough of this lambasting of this stuff. Why is this image here? Well, that image is there because Creek likes it, and he's the producer and the stream manager, and that's why that image is there. And to paraphrase Gruishka, I am only here for our girl and the Alita Army. And of course, all of us in the Alita Army are only here for our girl.
Yep.
And to paraphrase Gruishka, he said he was only there for the girl, but that's us. One thing I would say, did you guys notice that the Creek didn't get cut out on the internet this time? I think
you did actually.
You did.
You did.
Womp womp.
You did.
Damn it.
There was a period there where we were like waiting to see if you were going to come back or if it was going to completely drop.
Shit. Damn it. I thought
what
I had it
fixed.
You fixed it? Because I found something else that possibly did it. So maybe I didn't identify. Maybe there is something even more. So I don't know, Yeah. So anyway, it is what it is. So, well, that just leaves one thing, I guess, and that is the call to action. And of course, that's going to be on my count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Film those sequels, baby. All right. So we'll see you. Oh, did you?
I said, finish those scripts, Cameron.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Yeah.
Actually, I think they have the scripts finished, don't they?
Yeah, well, he doesn't have the
final script.
I don't think he's got the scripts. I think he's got the treatments and maybe something beyond that. So, who knows what he's got. Yeah. All right. So we'll see you guys next week on the Alita live stream, and we will see you tomorrow on Radio Chaos.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
What's up, Alita Army? This is Hot Toys Alita, and I hope you enjoyed this week's Alita live stream. Please join my Uncle Creek, Angelus, and our other guests for next week's show. Remember, I do not stand by in the presence of evil, and film those sequels, baby. See you next time.